Imagine if you had died today. Would you be proud of what you've accomplished over the last 12 months? Like many others, the answer would be no. The business you said you'd start never happened. The girl you fantasized about but never asked out never happened. The side project you wanted to start never happened. The podcast, YouTube channel, clothing brand, TikTok, all of it never happened. As I've gotten older and experienced more of life, both the beautiful and the ugly, I've learned a handful of lessons along the way. Many from failures and many from my wins. One of those lessons is realizing that no matter what decision I make, there will always be a sense of regret. It's just a matter of choosing the regret that I can live with. You see, about 6 months ago, I was working at a luxury brand dealership in a more entry-level admin position, with the goal of eventually becoming some form of advisor. Within the first few weeks, the type of work I was doing and the type of people I was around started killing my spirit. I felt this wave of melancholy overtake me. I had no energy to do anything outside of work. Just this constant sense of dread. The Sunday scaries, but instead of having them every Sunday, I had them daily. So, I had to make a choice. Stay at this decent paying job and endure the soul-sucking drain, or leave with no backup plan. I chose to leave. I remember vividly staring at my computer, opening up the notes app and writing a list. Regrets if I left versus regrets if I stayed. And the list of regrets if I had stayed completely outweighed the ones from leaving. Therefore, I left. Most people when making decisions only look at the pros and cons. Things such as money, opportunity cost, time sink fallacies. And that's valid. But what I've found is the hardest part of making any decision is the post-decision regret. Some sort of post-nut clarity, but for life. Thinking that way has completely changed how I make decisions, and I carry way less regret now because of it. Being so, I remember just 4 or 5 years ago, being 18 years old, constantly kicking the can down the road when it came to chasing my goals and continuously thinking, someday everything will click and I'll finally be able to go all in. And in all honesty, that day never came. And it doesn't come for most people. There's this ongoing hate in person and online on small goals. But honestly, it was the small goals that saved me. Something as small as reading a page a day eventually for me turned into reading 2 books a week for a year straight. And from there, I was able to create small side hustles that eventually turned into momentum. Every win, no matter how small, gave me proof that I could do more. I like saying, the more you do, the more you realize you can do. You see, in the beginning, you wait for that it moment, when you suddenly become productive, motivated, quote-unquote, locked in. And yeah, sometimes it happens, but I've noticed that for people that it happens, if it's just one sudden moment, it eventually leads to burnout. That's why I think setting small goals, especially in the beginning, and slowly upping the stakes is the only way I've been able to train my brain to think bigger. By nature, I'm naturally more risk-averse, but this process helped me override that part of me. So instead of kicking the can down the road for many years like I did, just learn to start small. Get a few wins and then raise the bar. Because as we all know, there's no such thing as the perfect time. Life is far too unpredictable. One thing breaks, another thing gets fixed, and then something else breaks. Some of you might think back to your adolescence when probably that was the closest time to perfection. All this talk reminds me of this Chinese proverb that I heard once, saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. With that being said, if you wait for the perfect time, you'll probably just end up waiting the rest of your life. Plant that tree today and make decisions in less than 48 hours. The goal is just to move. Stop staying stagnant. Just move. Another mindset that has helped me tremendously is realizing that delaying a goal is still a decision. And when I delay something, it takes up space in my mind that I could be using for other things. I've found that even just delaying 1 or 2 tasks messes with my head. I can't enjoy simple things because I'm constantly reminded that I'm behind, that I've delayed my goal and that I'm wasting time. So yeah, looking back at the past year, I've had wins, I've had regrets, but I've learned through it all. And the number one thing that I took away is that waiting never helped me. Planning too much never moved the needle. Overthinking was just a stole-away time, a time that was stolen away from me that I'll never get back. And maybe you're like me, always waiting for the right setup, the right mood, the right mental state to finally start. But the truth is, none of those things ever really come to fruition. Not for long, anyway. The only thing that changes everything is movement and action, even small action. Because once you start small, clarity shows up, confidence shows up, and maybe even a little peace shows up. So don't wait for life to slow down, because it honestly won't. Don't wait to feel ready, because you won't be ready. Move anyway and start now, while you still have time to turn things around.